Wow, you're looking so.
I got your point, but what I'm asking is that certain things demand discipline. You must be in a disciplined form, right? So when
Hmm.
you decide that you are diving deep into that particular topic, then it is your responsibility to be prepared and make sure that you are sticking into that topic itself only, and not you are not diverting from that point,
Yes,
because it is very much necessary. See everything. What is the main quality of a man? A man is man because of his discipline. If you're not having discipline, if you're not having focus, then you are a useless man. This is the most important thing
definitely.
a man should have. So
Yeah,
when I
focus
ask,
should be there.
yeah, so when I ask you to speak about, or you are already know, you know that we are going to speak about that topic, but you yourself are not prepared, and then it is a waste of time. Or you might not have that kind of topic on which we are discussing the things. See, because let me tell you why I'm saying that, because right now I can see the things moving, right? So if you want to have an impact, then it is mandatory to have the certain skills that a man should possess. So that's why I'm talking about this.
Okay.
So you must understand this is not a kind of joke, right? What we are doing.
Hmm.
Have you seen other
Yes.
podcasts like Talk and all that? Do you see how disciplined they are? Whether in a talk show, or whether Partho is doing, or any damn person who is doing into podcast. They don't waste time, man. It's up to the point, because people also don't have much time. They will just leave over your video
Hmm.
or podcast, and then they will think
Hmm.
it's kind of
Right.
rubbish. It's kind of comedy thing. Yeah, so you must be aware of about the certain things, and in the meantime, I have just developed a lot of skills which a man must need. And two basic skill I definitely need to just make more aware is focus and discipline. Because when you just increase your focus, then you can do anything, and whatever you focus on grows. So if you're focusing on negativity, stress, anxiety, bad things, then definitely you will attract that thing. But if you're focused on time, punctual, discipline, because I'm a science student, I know what discipline means, right? So that's what
Yes,
that is
it
the
is
first
not
point.
about like.
So that is the first point I would like
Let
to
me
address.
let me explain. Like, if you are saying that you belongs to the science, it means that that is why you are aware of that. What does discipline all about? But the thing is that yes, according as much as you will climb to the age, and as much as you will be surpassed by the age, you could see that the realizations will just come from inside, and there is some kind of soul which keep on shouting you are doing something wrong. Somewhere you are investing your just time. Whenever you just go and just lie on the bed, the thing will just come to you and will just linger around. It will just not let you sleep. You will just have the sleepless night. Because of that, you have just done so wrong with your just timing. You have squandering the time here and there by investing, like watching through lots of the videos, binge watching lots of the movies, and somewhere that you are just putting yourself in a false imagination and a false paradise. No, these videos are so much integral for me. Like lots of the people who could just watch lots of the Hollywood movies, and they keep on addicting watching these kind of videos, and they just keep on thinking they are just making a kind of the lame excuses. No, I'm just learning so much things from these kind of the sort of the Hollywood movies. I don't see any kind of distinguishment between watching this kind of the Hollywood movies. Yes, you it may just trigger you for some time to pressurize your brain to just have all kind of the narrations about the particular uh, video that you have just gone through that, but the somewhere that it doesn't just make any kind of difference. Yes, there are kind of the science involved in it, but it's all about non-fictional things. So somewhere that somewhere there at the point of the time you are just watching all these kind of videos, it may just trigger your mind and just keep on thinking, yes, this kind of scenario will just happen after that. But sometimes what do I just feel that no, we are just putting in, like we are just killing our time by seeing all those stuffs. Somewhere we just being emotional, somewhere we just feel demotivated also watching this kind of video,
Yeah, so for
because we
that
know
I
that
have,
these are the things doesn't exist.
yes, but for that I have one best advice. Like when you come across any kind of content, you must ask yourself whether this content will help me or not. whether I will get something from it or not. First question you must ask. So now when you ask, you are putting filter on your end, right? And then your mind itself will tell you, no, this is not for me. Right? For example, if you're watching porn or any kind of bad video, right? It comes, right? And then you must ask, do I want to become like this? So now you will get answers from within. No, this is not for me. Just neglect it. Just leave it. So this is the best way you can analyze what kind of stuff you want or not. And
Yes,
everything
I
has
could just feel this.
yes, yes, Ted.
Yes, there are the several people who could just feel the same, but how when they could just feel the same, not at the right time when they have been just watching the video. It happens after watching several videos, and once they just ended the video and just they just lose something, and after they just realize they did something silly. Are you getting what I'm trying to say? So it is a kind of the hormonal, what should I say, hormonal kind of the activation that happens from inside the body. So sometimes what would happen, we may not have the kind of the controls, because there are a lot of the peoples who don't have lots of the friend to spend this time, who don't have lot of the contents to spend the time on the contents and consume the content. So at that time, now as we know that empty mind has a devil's workshop. It means that when you have the brain and it is an empty, then you just look around only negative things, and this will just all of a sudden come to your mind, and you may not be aware that what are you going to do after 10 minutes or after 5 minutes, even if that you are sitting on the chair and just keep on thinking about the just future, but all of a sudden there is something pop up in your mind and will trigger you to do something negativity, and that will just provide the pleasure for a short period of time, and you want that kind of a pleasure, right? So after that, yes, people do this sort of the sins, but sometimes it can be happen because we are the human being, we have the human nature. But you have a tendency to become addiction for that, and that is the wrong thing. Like it will
Yeah,
just
but
pollute your mind as well as contaminate your soul as well.
yeah, but I would like to just make this statement that if you are not controlling the mind, then mind will control you, right? So
Yes, definitely.
it is important for you to have a control of your mind, right? It is
Addiction is a
your
curse, man.
yeah, it is your responsibility what kind of thought you want to pop up into your mind, right? So
Hmm.
I have one best technique like if you are having a sexual urge, sexual thoughts, right? There is a 90
Oh my
second
God,
technique.
not blame me. Don't blame me, right?
I'm not blaming
I'm
to
just giving
anyone,
examples by the perspective of the
but I
others.
am not blaming anyone. I'm just giving you the thing which you can do,
Uh,
right? So just for 90 seconds, you can do other meditation, right? Just focus on your breath and the thought will go. Or you can think of the most worst thing, like this girl whom I'm thinking, if she will fart, then this kind of smell may come. Or if she's just,
I know.
or if I see the latrine of this girl, oh my God, shit. So now what you are doing, right? You're manipulating your brain. You are manipulating your brain right into the worst thinking. That is the bad thinking, which you don't want, right? So your mind will definitely divert its thought from that urges and that sexual things to that of this Latin fart and all the rubbish things. Right? Are you getting what I'm trying to say? This is the another method which you can definitely use.
Till now, you haven't discussed this sort of the things with me. Oh my God, what you are telling that is understood.
No, no, this is what I just I did some research and found this important thing which is very much useful. And for 90
Okay, I
seconds,
must admit it.
and for 90 seconds, if you control this, then it is gone now. Now you are a master. Right now no one can stop you.
I must admit one thing. Like I am just having one of my just friend who has the same thought like you. He
Hmm.
just keep on saying everything in Hindi, so that because he's aware he's doing so much wrong. But to just let me aware that I'm not indulged into many time. That is why he says this the same as, so that he could have the abhorrent kind of the thought. Right? Are you getting what I'm trying to say?
Yes,
A
yes,
kind of the loathsome thought.
yes.
Oh my
Actually,
God. Suppose that what? Yes.
yes, yes, yes. Go ahead. Yes.
You
No,
can
no,
just go
you.
further. Okay, I will just.
No, no, you go ahead. Sorry to interrupt. Just go ahead.
So see, when this kind of the hormone activation happens or emerge your hormone outside of the body, so these hormones utilize on seeing negative things and doing negative things. So, but at the right point, at the same spot, this sort of the thing, this sort of the thought doesn't just come in our just mind most of the time. So at the time, what would happen? The hormonal activity control us, and we are supposed to incline toward this kind of the things. So at the very less point of the time, how could you just think this sort of the rubbish things that will just come in your mind, and you will just lose the Siemens not by just not seeing in front of the videos, because I have seen, see Siemens, see, they are the two kind of the peoples. Both of the people release their Siemens. The person who is addicted and the person who is not addicted. Person who is just sleeping and just have a deep sleep, he also release the or she also release the Siemens in a very profuse way. The thing is that when there is a scrotum, when it has been just full with the Siemens, so it automatically just what should I flush out from the particular private body parts, right? And on the other hand, that we have the person who knowingly or I would say deliberately who does this sort of the things. So sometimes, yes, there is a kind of the guilt happens when you are sleeping on the bed and you just make the bed so pollute by doing by not just thinking, but still that these nightmares are just coming. This kind of the sweet stories are coming in your just mind.
Yeah, for that,
Are you
let me
getting?
tell you one example. Yes, let me tell you one example. When you're sleeping on night, right, and if you watch all this kind of rubbish content, right, like porn and all that.
Hmm.
So now what you are doing, you are into alpha state of mind, going into alpha state, and you will watch continuously all these things. So all the night you will have all this kind of thoughts only. So now while you just all in the all the night also you are having, and so now on the second day also you will suffer because you have watched this kind of content in the night.
Yes, you're right. But I don't know. We have a human brain, the way that it is being designed. This sort of the things dwells in our just mind.
No, but
Maybe there are some person
I
who
told
can easily control it. Hmm.
I told already, when you are just controlled, when you control your mind, then you are the master. And who can do this? Yogi can do this. And how yogi does this?
Hmm.
There is a science behind it. It follows certain principles. Due to which they are able to just control their mind. Right? And then when you control the mind, you can control anything. For example, Swami Vivekananda need to can just see what other person thought is just by not by just talking also, but from just seeing him only, from his aura and vibration, he is able to know that what this guy is thinking. So that's the power of a yogi, and that's how you become enlightened, and you just move into a next space, next spirituality. That is the power.
Yes.
Do
Yes,
you?
for a student purpose, that those who have been just so much indulged in study want to have a, some good future in their further life, have a ambitious kind of the living style. Yes, this person should be acknowledged, and this person should just adhere those steps what you have just told right now. And we can just have the other people and they have a lot of the ample time. Now they have been spending a time by just seeing this sort of the rubbish things, but still somewhere it is affecting their just thought as well as their mood also. When they just enter in their just family members, they show their negative moods to their just family members when they just do this sort of the stuff. So I can see that. So it
Yes,
is direct
they
reflection
are
of negative things from your just body.
they are not
Hmm.
able
What
to
you
socialize.
ejaculate.
They are not also able to socialize, and they will
Yes.
actually the thought and all those things become different. You are on totally different vibe when you do that thing.
Yes,
Eh,
and also ideology gets changed, and the way that you just confront with a lot of the people somewhere that you won't be able to make a eye establishment or eye contact with the person whom we are just talking, especially mostly happens with the girls, predominantly happens.
yes,
Because why does it happen? Somewhere that you have just lost your reputation from your side. You
yes,
can't consider yourself that you are a good person by the human nature or by the humanity. So humanity is saying that and keep on shouting that you are not a good person, you're quite
yes,
polluted person.
yes. And for that, I have one remedy. Like for you, just when you stand in front of your mirror, Ask yourself that am I proud of the person to whom I am seeing in the mirror? So when you ask, because you yourself only know what you are doing, right? No one has come to know, and your actual identity and your actual person is established when you are alone. Then only the real person comes out, right? In front of the people, so always we are
Yes.
good only, and all the good things will only
So
happen.
you,
But in
so your
reality,
integrity.
yeah. So in reality, the main person is when you are alone and when you are able to see yourself in the mirror and be proud of what you are seeing. That is the important thing. So,
Yes, you are right.
yeah, so at some point of time, it just relates to your self-esteem also, your confidence also, your focus also, your concentration also, your mental health also.
Yes, self esteems will be completely depleted if person have this kind of the indulgences and just keep on doing this sort of the stuff. So definitely you will lose the focus, you will lose the charms of your just body. The way that you just used to feel so much cheerful, the way you used to recognize the things like these things were for me, but after that you have just lost everything because
Yes,
of rubbish and this kind of the Hogwarts situation, right?
yes, yes. And so for the life of a yogi, right, it is very difficult to follow the principles because it is not everyone cup of tea. And there are a lot of spiritual people. Raman Maharshi also is one of the kind of a people. And I will definitely recommend the book Autobiography of Yogi by Yogananda Paramahansa. This is the
So
bestseller book. And then I will also recommend the
have you gone through the
second
have
book.
you gone through the books?
Yeah, I have read not whole but a little bit part. The monk who sold the Ferrari.
Okay.
Ferrari. I would also definitely recommend Sex Super Concept. So now actually when you are a yogi, right, you are actually breathing only and you just let go of everything. That's what there are five Reiki principles one must follow if you want to become a Reiki, because then only you can, sorry, if you want to become yogi, because then only you will be able to meditate. So five Reiki principles, let me just share. Or maybe I can just download the image. Just a moment. So when you see all these yogi, the basic stuff is that they are able to meditate, right? And the only way you can just get rid of get control of your mind is through meditation only. Focusing on your breath, focusing on the surrounding, being so aware about what is happening, right? Then only that is the secret. This is the main thing, right? So I am sharing the principles which they follow, and then you will be able to know what I'm trying to say. By the way, guys, if you're new to this channel, then consider subscribing. We do this regular podcast every 9 p.m. Right? If you're new to this channel, then make sure you subscribe. So
I can also see that somewhere most of the peoples are suffering from this sort of situation. Their just hopes are simmering somewhere. The way they have been indulged into a lot of the things because now it has become so much easier to get into this sort of the things. You will just completely fall in in no time, right? Like as we have the phone, so this is one of the biggest weapons for that. I would say that weapon, or we could say that this is the worst thing that we have right now. So
yes,
even if that we don't want, like, we are easily access to this sort of the stuff because the notification that you will just get, the person you are just following in the Instagram, they may have kind of the exposure that will always make your just mood lifts up, and it will always trigger your just mind though that, and the way that you get into the video, and there is a lot of the realization happens now. So somewhere that you are just putting yourself in complete ditch, like even if that
yes,
you are aware these sort of the things are completely toxic for you, but still
right.
we just keep on doing the same.
Yeah, so actually a yogi follow all these principles. It is called Reiki principle, and they help us them to meditate and set free for themselves. So what does this principle read? Just for today, I will not be angry. Just for today, I will not worry. Just for today, I will be grateful. Just for today, I will do my honest work honestly. And just for today, I will be kind to every living thing. So these are Reiki principles which a meditator will definitely follow, and then he will be into a spiritual path. So this is the must. That's so all the yogi do follow all
Yes.
these principles, and then they're into next state of level of mind, and all these things will never bother them. That is the thing. And and
Yes, the
and that is the reason when you see your our ancient culture, right? At the age of 25, they just move the what you can say the candidates or the man, right, to dharmasala, what you can say ashram, or what is the place where all the shiksha is gathered. What is in Sanskrit? What word is used?
Rishikesh.
Yeah, in that way only. Rishikesh or ashram or shala path, different kind of like it's just where they are departed from all these worst things, right? So they can become more spiritual, and once you are becoming more spiritual, more disciplined, more focused, then you will be able to achieve and make your career. So that is the. But right now we are not doing any kind of this thing. We are not following our ancient culture, and we are so much bombarded with like all kind of real shots and worse things that it is impossible for a man to focus, concentrate with heavy mental work, with spirituality and all those stuff. Like if you see Acharya Chanakya, right? Acharya Chanakya was so much talented, right? And he's able to just convert Chandragupta Maurya into a king by just defeating Dhananand. And so, what was his strategy? He will just deprive. When you see the show, the show is also being telecast. Chandragupta Maurya, in which he clearly showed that he just deviates Chandragupta Maurya from all these things, so that he is able to focus and concentrate on his goal, that is to become the king and to defeat Dhananand, right? Though it is not in the life of Chandragupta Maurya, when you see there was Durdhara was there, right? His love was there. So, but he was not so much attached. And Acharya Chanakya somehow was trying to help to detach from it, right? Because it is a kind of desire. So, so and indirectly, Acharya Chanakya is just teaching him the spiritual lesson. And now Chandragupta Maurya is on actual path, and now he's just leveling up. That's the main gist and main fundamental.
Right. Yeah, they're a lot of the greatest person we have that can just teach a lessons to most of the people.
And when you just want to greatest goal or when you want to achieve something, then sacrifice is a must. You can't just give excuse. You have to sacrifice certain nights, certain days, certain Sundays, certain parties. Then only you will be able to make the difference. Otherwise, it is impossible.
Yes, yes.
For example, if you see the biggest person, some top level personalities like SRK, Bill Gates, Warren Buffett, they have all sacrificed many things in life to achieve that level, right? So success is not just a small thing. It takes huge effort, persistency, consistency, perseverance, hard work. That is what success is about.
Mm. Yes, you're right. Perseverance should be there.
Yes.
Keep on trying each and every day.
And
Hungerness should be there. Starvation should be there.
yes, and there were political views also. Acharya Chanakya taught Chandragupta Maurya, like Arthashastra and and many other things, right? Not only just spiritual, because Acharya wanted Chandragupta Maurya to be the complete man, to know almost all the skills, how to fight like Arjun, and all the things, right? So at the same point of time, we are also we don't I know I don't want to become a spiritual person and just go to Himalaya. No, but you must know all the qualities, how to just control yourself. That is the thing. That is the essence.
Mm. You're right. Yeah, that is why most of the people just fails to curb their just mind, curb their just negative mind. What does happen? Like they just go to the some extent to just spoil themselves, to just ruin their just mind by just doing different kind of stuffs.
Yes.
Like when it comes to saying one particular person that has this sort of the tendency to completely detach from this sort of the stuffs, do you have any particular person in your mind?
Yeah, almost all the yogis have detached themselves, man, from desires because you are surrounded by desire. You want
Hmm.
luxurious cars, you want good clothes. All is wanting. I want this, I want that. I want this, I want that. So what it is? It is desire. But when you let go of wanting, everything will come to you. I repeat this statement. This is the most important statement. When you let go of your wanting, everything will come to you.
Yes.
So all these guys are just letting go of the wanting, and so they everything they receive in their life, and they become enlightened. They become spiritual. And I'm not saying that only this spiritual guru you can see like Osho and all that. There are billionaires also are spiritual. You don't know, but Elon Musk itself is a spiritual person. Bill Gates itself is a spiritual person, right? So spiritually doesn't only mean meditation, going to Himalayas, but just focusing at one thing at a one time. For example, we are into video, so we are giving 100% focus on this thing only, and we are not eliminated. So it's also a kind of meditation only.
Yes, you're
They
right.
believe in karma. That is the important thing. They believe in karma, right? If I am doing this thing, means I am into this, and I don't want anything else. That is the that is also a kind of spirituality.
Yes. Yes, as you said that we have Bill Gates, we have Elon Musk. Now these are one of the most popular personality in the world. Now they have a kind of the hungerness from inside. No, I have to do something different. What the others can't. Now they are not spending a lot of the time by just comparing themselves to their just peers who are on the same page like them. Now they are spending time, they are just comparing themselves only. Now at this year, right now, where are they? Now they are just holding position 10 when it comes to the highest rank, when it comes to the holding highest value of the richness. But after a year that where I would buy, I have to just come to the 876 position rather than like having a rebellious kind of nature. Now this is a person, this person is leading me, this person is surpassing me in terms of the money, and now there is a kind of jealousy that is coming to the mind and just pulling you down. Jealousy is pulling you down. So at that time we may not surpass the people, we may not reach to the goals if we have that kind of rebellious nature. Rather than just try to just compare yourself. If you are at the certain time, if you are at the holding a rank 8, so you have to just compare yourself after a week or after a upcoming month or after some certain time, whether you are seeing yourself at the 6 or at 5 below what you were before.
Yes, yes, that is the thing. Like previously, how I was, right now I was, how I am. That is,
Yes, yes.
and one important thing I think that we must all have is a mentor like Acharya Chanakya. Now, Acharya Chanakya, we always see Chandragupta Maurya and remind him about his goal and thing. Even if when he is deprivated, he will just remember, oh, Chandragupta Maurya, my what you can say, my student. Remember your goal, focus on your goal, and that's
Disciple.
the yeah, and that's the thing. All the other things, all the other people, the rich successful people do, they just focus on the desired goal. They just eliminate all the distractions,
Right.
and for that there is an important statement: if anything that is depriving you from your goal, just let go of anything that no longer serve you. That is the important thing.
Yes.
And this is
Yeah, you
also,
have just
yes, and this is also included in spirituality only. And they are, remember, these all these top billionaires and millions, they are mad scientists because they are experimenting themselves each and every day. They are the mad scientists. Focus, clarity is so much important nowadays. Concentration. And I can see that in my videos also, people who just watch the videos, they are not able to sustain the video for a long time. because their attention span has decreased by watching the very
Yes,
short form content, right? And just triggering the hormones and triggering by the desires. So it is very much difficult.
right. It is there. People are just consuming the video and they're just finding it so helpful, but still people are just go ahead to just subscribe the video. I don't know why. Because there is a kind of the what should I say? There is a kind of psychological thought just comes. If the person has like not more than 500 subscriber and below like 1K subscribe, it must that the person is producing some low qualities videos. Because we know that we do acknowledge like we you are the person and there are lots of the person who has subscriber not more than 500, but still they are just having like they are just having a millions value videos. But somewhere it is a play with the psychology, right? There is a play with the psychology. Somewhere our just mind accepting the video is good, but still we are not allowing ourselves to just subscribe the video.
It depends upon choice. Everything is a choice. Even
Yes.
you are present with your choice. If you are not having a choice to join this meet, then you will definitely live like other people in our group are living, and they are never coming. So everything is a choice. So those people who are
Yes.
watching this video, it's only their choice. If from this video they are able to learn something about mind, focus, concentration, power, then they will definitely implement in their life. Else they will just neglect this kind of video and just go over, just like other people in our group are
Yes.
doing.
Right.
So even if you see when the content come in front of you, it is your choice and you put the filter whether it is right or wrong. If it is right, then you go ahead. But if it is wrong, then just move away. So it's choice. Everything is a choice. Even life
Yes.
itself is a choice. And
Yeah,
and
there was a time I
yes, go ahead. Then I will just input my.
there was a time like in Mahabharata, Ramayana, we could see that there were a lot of the saints were there. There were a lot of the good people there. They were just having a kind of the profuse beard, and they used to stay in one place. And the way they used to meditate, it seems like someone used to say that now if you want to have the god in front of you, you have to just go for meditation more than like 100 years, more than 20 years, more than 30 years you needed to spend so that you could just have the incarnation of the god. Are you getting what I'm trying to say?
Yes,
And somewhere they could just fulfill their just dreams by just completely meditating throughout of their like years and years. And there were like a lot of the termites which were just keep on building on automatically on their just body, but still, and
they will
they
continue.
were like yeah, they were
And
like
they will
insects even.
yes, and they will never
Mhm.
disturb, but they will just continue. There is a
They
power.
keep on continuing, yes. And right now, what is happening? Suppose that if I'll just go for a meditation, if the others will just go for a meditation, and if they could just hear the girl's voice, they will completely out of the motivation, out of the meditations.
See, let
So
me tell you one important thing, right? So, for example, if you're meditating, right, and if you're hearing any kind of voice, but you're deprived. So now your motto and focus, if you want to improve, then to get back that attention and not leave what you're doing. That is the meditation.
yes, yes,
That is the
yes,
essence. Means, see, if you're doing a very powerful work, right, and if you have an intention that I just wanted to do, right, and if someone comes and disturbs, but then also, even if this person is disturbing, then also you are able to focus on your work only. That is the essence of meditation.
you're right, right,
That's why you see Deepak Chopra, right? His age is 70 above year, but his mind is of 40 years. Because he is so much master of meditation that you can't beat. Anyone can't beat him. That is the thing. And just one
you're
statement I
right.
would like to make that in the seven hermetic principles written in the Kabbalion, it is already told the first principle everything is mental. So when you're clear and when you're powerful from here, then no one in the world and universe can stop you. This is the end, and this is the best statement ever.
Right. Even if the people have, even if there are some countries which have more than thousands nuclear weapon, but on the other hand, if the countries have a powerful people with the powerful mind, and definitely they are going to beat these kind of giant weapons, right?
Yes, yes. That's why with the help of mental power only Acharya Chanakya used to get rid of Dharanand. And even they get rid of great
Yes.
Alexander with the help of mind power only. That is the
Hmm.
power of mind, man. It's all mind over matter.
It is all about the way that you consume the lot of the books, the way you just meet and just so you just wisdom to just receive the wisdom from the other's body. Somewhere I would say that you're policing your just mind as well. You are just molding the ways of your just thinking.
Yes, yes,
So that is why it is required to just have the conversation with the multiple people.
yes, yes. The Kabbalion book, which I am just referring, was written in ancient Egypt. It is about 3,000 or more years ago. It was written, and the secret
Oh my
courage
God.
just revealed that is everything is mental. That it is seven hermetic principle, which is written in Kabbalion. So Kabbalion is the book written in ancient Egypt. I am having the PDF with me. You can't believe there are a lot of secrets for a spiritual world to become to not to be distracted and eliminated, but just to improve high power, concentration, focus, and mental clarity.
I could also feel the same. Like lots of people have desire to become a rich. They want to become a rich their neighbor. They want to become a rich their relatives. Just want to show off their richness to them. That is why they just sacrifice their just healthy time and just keep on spending a lot of the time outside and just keep on earning. And somewhere they don't provide their healthy time with their just kids also. So somewhere ultimately, what are we seeing that these monies are not helpfulling us somewhere because ultimately you require only 4 to 5 chapatis for a one time, and after a just meal that you finish, you just feel like you thank to your just god like you have just received 5 chapatis.
Right.
Now if you will become a rich person, now your respect will be completely decreased towards these chapatis. Now these chapatis are a kind of the things that merely or rarely less people who could just reach out these 5 chapatis. But right now you have the wealthier person in the society. Now you are not